This is a little bit longer, but it's going to deal specifically with how to get rid of an Army GOMOR.
So the first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be letters of reprimand.
The three main ways that you're going to come up on the command's radar for the purposes of GOMOR, it's going to be one, either a command-directed investigation will begin the process, and that's covered by AR 15-6. The other way it could come to the command's attention is that you'll have an investigation or report of investigation that's done through U.S. Army CID. And finally, you could just come up on the blotter itself. The very first thing that needs to be done is we need to get a copy of the investigation so we know what's going on. Since my client's not going to be giving a statement in the investigation using his Article 31 rights, one of the things I like to do is to respond to the actual investigation itself, and I like to do that in a legal brief.
One of the reasons that commands like to use reprimands is that there really isn't a standard of proof that they have to follow.
If they're writing it up, they're generally going to give you the letter of reprimand, and it's hard to get dismissed. And it's also going to restate the investigation, usually in the worst possible way, and it's going to look bad in your record if they permanently file it. Sometimes we'll put together a pretty complicated packet or an involved packet, so it's generally acceptable to ask for a 7 to 14 day delay before turning everything in.
When you get the reprimand, one of the things you have to realize is they probably wouldn't have written it unless they intended to give it to you. What is your goal? If you've gotten a DUI, are you really going to get it locally filed by giving a response detailing everything that happened? You're not.
Once you have your plan, building your packet and that rebuttal packet is what's going to make it so you can achieve your goal.
If your goal is to remove the GOMOR someday, and you know that the command is trying to give it to you, you need to be careful that you're not putting items or statements into the record through your rebuttal to it that are going to hurt you later. That is probably the quickest way for you to lose the long-term fight.
One of the most important things is to create a packet that looks good and looks professional. And the way you do that is basically by having a cover page, table of contents, and I like to break it into 6 different areas. And as we go through it, these different areas pretty much cover everything that you're looking for as far as the rebuttal packet. As part of the packet, we're going to use the information found in the Army regulations, and then we're going to put together a legal argument as to why the GOMOR should not be filed in your records. Regardless of the outcome, we need to hold this argument in order for us to later appeal. The personal narrative usually comes next. So usually this will take quite a bit of a longer interview where I kind of work through the ins and outs of the investigation and look at what we need to say to the command. Character letters generally cause people a little bit of problems. I actually did a video that I talk a lot about character letters and how to do them. I can also send you an email that will talk to you about what a good character looks like. But bottom line is you want 3 subordinates, you want 3 equals or peers or 3 superiors, and then a couple of people that are family, etc. You just want kind of a smorgasbord of letters that are all recommending dismissal. For the purposes of the rebuttal, you're looking for military files that are good soldier types of things. NCOERs, awards, certificates of achievement, those kinds of things. It's generally unusual to have medical files in the records, but there are some circumstances that I could see that, maybe a DUI, other things that might be pertinent. Obviously add them if they make sense to your case. Finally, you add pictures, allied papers, whatever it may be that is going to help your case. You add the final things and put the rest of the packet together for submission. Unfortunately, it's just too easy for the command to hit you with the GOMOR. So you're very likely going to have to appeal to the Army Review Board agency for the removal of the derogatory information. Follow my next video and we'll talk you through that.